Wow, now for more on this, I'm absolutely delighted to say we're joined by the Times chief sports writer Henry Winter. Very good morning to you, Henry. How are you?
Morning, Mr. Mackay. Morning, Jamie.
At least I managed to get your name right, Henry.
Ali, has Jamie finished trashing the studio yet? It sounded like Sex Pistols in there earlier.
I think it was the Spurs PR have come through the bottom, just kicking me in the shin every time I open my mouth about him.
He's a one-man demolition job this morning, Henry. Henry, I've got to ask you, it seems every Monday morning we're talking about some manager and the future of some manager. This Monday it is Nuno. I would have to say though, watching the game, they were very poor, weren't they?
They were. I mean, it was interesting reading some of the papers this morning. I mean, very sideways. And obviously, I watched the game on the telly, but very sideways they're passing. I mean, Skip and Højbjerg completed 103 passes. Only 30 of them were forward. Wow. I mean, you know, Ali, as a striker yourself, you go absolutely spare at that. Harry Kane is, he had 4 touches inside the Manchester United area. I mean, fair play to Solskjaer. He got his tactics right, 3 at the back. They swamped Spurs' forwards. But it's for a club that, styles itself on attacking, as Jamie knows, they've got to be doing more than this. Yeah. Daniel Levy in the summer was talking about a coach when they came in who would restore the Tottenham way. It would all be about attacking front foot. And look, I mean, Nuno started well. I mean, he was manager of the month, 2 months ago, started with a win over Manchester City. But I think talking to Tottenham fans, they always knew he was about the 8th or 9th choice. And they saw the names linked they were linked with in the summer. Nagelsmann, Roger, Ten Hag, Pochettino, Conte, Fonseca, Gattuso, Potter, I think, was in there as well. I mean, you could make a good case for any of those being a really good fit for Tottenham Hotspur. And then Nuno came in. His style wasn't great. I really like him. I get on with him. But he doesn't have necessarily that spark on television. He doesn't come over particularly well. But ultimately, as Jamie knows so well, you can't be a cautious coach.
Not at Spurs.
Not at Spurs. I mean, Jose Mourinho, terrific coach, didn't work because he was a bit too cautious.
Henry, can you see them actually doing this early doors in terms of sacking him and bringing someone else in?
I can, because when you heard the fans turn yesterday, I mean, look, so many things are right about Tottenham Hotspur at the moment. They do have a fantastic stadium. I know you don't get awards for that, and it doesn't fill the trophy cabinet. They've got an amazing training ground. They've got a lot right about the club, but you can understand the fans when they hear about the training ground. They go into this magnificent stadium, probably in the top 3 football stadium, maybe sporting stadiums in the world. Yeah. They think, well, why don't we have a manager and also a team, which is commensurate with that? And when he took Lucas Moura, who is a bit of a fan's favourite of,
didn't go down well, that did it?
Honestly, and when you've got the fans going, you don't know what you're doing. It is, Daniel Levy will have heard that. Joe Louis, wherever he is in the world, would have heard that as well. And I would say the clock is definitely ticking.
Henry, talk to me about, it can only be described now as the dilemma or the question mark over Harry Kane, because it looks unrecognisable, frankly, to the one that we know. Is it down simply to a loss in form? I don't think for a minute, absolutely the minute, I think he's put the tools away. But I think there's, I don't know if he's there. I don't know if he's 100% there mentally, Henry, looking at him. It looks as though, to me, and I might be wrong, there genuinely is a disappointment of being at the football club.
There's a huge disappointment there. And for someone like Harry Kane, who is, he knows what Tottenham Hotspur have done for him in his career. They backed him. He went out on loan. They improved him. But last summer was his opportunity. I think to an extent, Manchester City maybe could have pushed a little bit more, maybe found a little bit more money, and maybe Daniel Levy, because Daniel Levy's not going to move at 100 million. Daniel Levy's not going to move at 120 million. When he's just seen Jack Grealish, I know it was in his contract, but when he's seen him go for 100 million, Harry Kane is England captain. He brings goals. There's all the sort of commercial attractions for a club of having someone like Harry Kane, the England captain. I think maybe if the figures had been around 140, 150 million, then Harry Kane would have got his wish.
But it's not going to be that now, though, is it, Henry?
No chance.
There's my next question to the both of you. I'm guessing both parties, Harry and Spurs, will regret that the move hasn't taken place. But would Harry's recent form, have put somebody else coming back in January?
Well, I think they're stuck in a loveless marriage at the moment, and I think they're gonna. I can't see how it can break, because you look at who's going to come on the market next summer. The top strikers.
Yep.
Mbappe, Haaland as well, probably next summer. And he's not. I can't see him moving in January either. So honestly, it's a really difficult situation. But look, there's certain tactical things that you guys would understand far better than me. Don't have Harry Kane playing out wide. Get him between the posts.
Yeah.
Get him in the box. 4 touches inside the opposition box at the weekend is simply not good enough.
Yeah.
He is your ace. Get him into his best area.
Henry, I want to ask you, move you on. I know you were at, I think I'm right in saying you were at Norwich yesterday, is that correct?
Yeah.
Now, my able-bodied companion across there has made no secret of the fact that he's not totally convinced at best with Norwich this season. He's got a point, hasn't he?
Norwich City are going down. I don't think anyone would dispute that. The Leeds fans, who were relieved to see their team, who hadn't been playing particularly well, and they got Rafinha, who's a fabulous player, he sort of dragged them back into it. But they were all chanting going down to the Norwich fans, and I think the locals simply weren't they weren't disagreeing. The point is now Norwich are going down. So who's the best person to get them back up again? Daniel Farke. I mean, we're talking about sort of, who should be sacked. I don't see the logic of sacking Daniel Farke now, because he can bring them back up. But they are stuck in this sort of slightly strange sort of roller coaster of up, down, parachute payments. But maybe if you go to the training ground, Colney at Norwich City, it's fantastic what they're doing there. They are investing. There is a slight logic to what they are trying to do. But for the fans, it's frustrating. When you're not down by Christmas, you're down by Halloween.
Yeah, but surely, because Norwich have invested this season and have spent money, surely the manager has to. They go, okay, he is the best manager to get us out of the Championship, but we want to stay in the Premier League. And if he's not doing it, we have this conversation all the time, Ali, and about players who aren't quite good enough for the Premier League, but brilliant in the Championship. That could be the same for managers as well. Brilliant for the Championship, not quite good enough for the Premier League. So surely Norwich have to look at that and go, well, maybe we need to change the manager to try and stay in the Premier League.
Yeah, but don't you
They've only played 10 games.
Yeah, but don't you take Henry's point? I'm with Henry now, so I'm not speaking for you, Henry, but I think right now would be the wrong time to do it, because I think they're going down anyway, right?
But they played 10 games. They're not. It's not like it's after Christmas.
But there would need to be an unbelievable turnaround.
What? It's not. It's 6 points.
No. But look at them.
It's 2 games.
We've already said we just don't know where they're going to pick up their first points. Never mind 6 points.
I think that shows a lack of ambition. I think it really shows a lack of ambition.
Henry?
You can talk about a lack of ambition, but remember, we spend the rest of the week having a go at Newcastle United's owners for sports washing, and we're not happy with that. So why should we necessarily criticise Delia Smith and Michael Wynne-Jones, who are genuine custodians of the club? Okay, they don't have deep pockets as some fans would like, but there's an element of be careful what you wish for. We criticise clubs for overspending. Look at League One. Look at the huge clubs that are down there who've had sort of financial issues. Look down into non-league. You look at sort of Notts County. The clubs have to balance the book. So I'm supportive of Norwich on that. Where I did have an issue yesterday was watching Billy Gilmour warm up amongst the subs.
Unbelievable.
Billy Gilmour, well, Ali, Billy Gilmour will probably get 80, 90, 100 caps for Scotland. I thought he was outstanding against England in the summer at Wembley. Why isn't he starting? I didn't see anything necessarily better in the centre of the park for Norwich City, which would say, yeah, absolutely, they should be starting ahead of Billy Gilmour. So I think they're little things. I agree with Jamie on that. There are certain things that Daniel Farke should do. And starting Billy Gilmour, if you're Chelsea, you're going, hang on a second, we've got a huge prospect here. Yeah. Why isn't he playing?
Yeah,
absolutely. Henry, how's your week looking? Where are you this week?
Oh, Wolves tonight. Take each game as it comes, Jamie. Looking forward to that tonight. Yeah. It's always good to go to Molineux.
Good stuff, Henry. Thanks for joining
Henry,
us, Morning. Have a great week.